Welcome to Keeping It Real with KC. I am your host, KC Phoenix. Taurus, you are up. I'm doing tarot card readings for the energy of April 2021. Okay, let's see where to start at. Before I go any further, kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. Of course, this podcast is carried in, for the noise that you hear in the background, for those who are listening to the podcast, I'm trying to get comfortable in my chair. For the podcast, it is carried on Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and Overcast, Bullhorn, and several other podcasting platforms. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. I don't read reversals, I read energy. So wherever the energy goes, that's where I go. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, it's not your story. If I pull cards, whether it's Emperor, Empress, Kings, Queens, I'm not necessarily talking about a gender. There isn't any gender when it comes to energy in tarot. It's just the individual may embody the energy of the card or cards that I pull, which may be a king or a queen or an empress. So keep that in mind. Now, I do the pre-shuffle, and then of course I do the main reading. For the pre-shuffle energy, the first card that came out was the Ace of Swords, which is about clarity. It's new clarity. It's cutting away old things, cutting away illusions as well, or uncertainty. And then the second card was the Chariot. The Chariot is the fastest card in the deck, which Ace of Swords is air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. The Chariot is Cancerian energy. It's a major arcana card. For the Chariot, it usually goes towards something, and it doesn't let anything get in its way. So it's a movement card, is what it is. It can deal with physical movement as well, where somebody could be relocating or, going from one home to another, one job to another, what have you, or one relationship to another, who knows. The Eight of Wands was in the clarifying deck for the pre-shuffle. Eight of Wands is also about movement. So there is some type of movement happening here. That's a given. You have two movement cards, the Chariot in the main deck for the pre-shuffle, and the Eight of Wands, which is fire energy, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, in the clarifying deck. Now, this is the thing. For the second card that came out in the clarifying deck, it was the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is usually about missing out on an opportunity because you're concentrating on the Three Cups, but the universe is attempting to offer you the fourth cup, and you're not paying it any attention. There are a few ways I could read this. One way that I could read this is, as you're moving towards whatever goal you have in your mind, whether it's a goal in a relationship, whether it's a goal in career, whether it's a goal in family, whether it's a goal in material stuff like a home you want or a car you want or whatever. Whatever goal you have in mind, don't move so fast because, again, the Chariot is the fastest card in the deck. And this is accompanied by the Eight of Wands, which is also about movement. So keep that in mind. Movement, messages, communication. Don't move so fast that you don't see something that is offered to you that may benefit you. Where, you know how if you're in a rush doing something, somebody brings something to you, or I'll give you an example. You know how when we were kids, our mothers or our fathers, they're in the middle of doing something. And clearly their mind is on that, trying to get that goal accomplished. But we want to bring something to them, or we want to go talk to them and da-da-da-da. And we say whatever we have to say, we take something to them and they half look at it because they're focusing on their goal in doing that, because it happens from time to time because they're so wrapped up in that, but it's really something that they might need to look at, like a permission slip for the field trip that they need to sign. But they glance at it and set it to the side because they think it's just something from a regular piece of paper, like a regular notification from the school. They just glance at it. And then all of a sudden, at the last minute, they're like, uh-oh, I have to sign the permission slip, something along those lines. And like I said, I'm just using that as an example, where you're so caught up on what you're doing at the moment, going towards what you want at the moment, that maybe something important might slip past you because you're moving at the speed of light, attempting to accomplish your goal. So in the pre-shuffle energy, my message to you is be open to options and give things a little bit of a closer look. Don't be so quick to dismiss things just because you're in a rush. It's almost like when you're coming out the grocery store and you're rushing to get home, or you're going in the grocery store and you're rushing to get the grocery, but there may be some people out there who's like, hey, you want to sign this petition or what, and all that stuff, or somebody's doing a charity thing for candy and stuff, and you're just in a rush and you got to go do your thing. Sometimes you might want to stop. Maybe it's a charity for something that is related to something that's close to your heart. Where a charity, I'll just say for Alzheimer's, because one of your relatives might have had Alzheimer's, and had you stopped and actually spoke with them for just a second, you would have found out they were raising money for Alzheimer's. And after the fact, had you known that, you would have more than likely given them money and done that, or a petition for something that's affecting your neighborhood. And had you known that it was affecting your neighborhood, then you may have stopped in the middle of rushing and went ahead and signed the petition and done that. So that's for the pre-shuffle energy. That's my message to you. Take a second look at things, even though you're in a rush towards your goal. Now, let's get to the main stuff. Okay, Taurus? All right. I need 8 cards for the sign of Taurus for the energy of April 2021. I need 8 cards for the sign of Taurus for the energy of 2021. May I have 8 cards, please? May I have 8 cards, please? Thank you. May I have 6 cards, please? May I have 6 cards? Okay. Thank you. May I have 5 cards? Thank you. May I have 4 cards, please? Something's telling me to take this. What is this? May I have 3 cards, please? Thank you. Wow. May I have 1 card, please? Okay, that's more than 1, but we'll go ahead and take it. That's interesting. Okay. Taurus, we have a lot going on. I don't know, with your readings, we always have things happening here. And, okay, I'm going to show you these first 3 cards. This is crazy. I have the 5 of Swords, the 10 of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. Right here. So we have conflict on both sides. is what we have. 10 of Cups is abundance, emotional fulfillment, and everything else that you can think of emotionally. It's happy family, happy home. We have conflict on both sides of this card. So we have the Five of Wands, which is conflict, arguments, so on and so forth. We have the Five of Swords, which is conflict with the cost. The Five of Swords was the first card that came out, where words are said, things are happening, so on and so forth. The weird thing is that based off of the old readings, I'd almost be ready to point at you. But for this energy, and I was almost ready to do that, for this energy, I don't feel this is you. I feel this is your family, you and your family, but there's all this other stuff going on outside, like you're getting it from both sides. I feel, because this fourth card that came out was the Devil, I don't feel that's you. I don't feel that's the person you're with. I feel that this, why do I feel like this might be an in-law situation? Or something. Somebody's, like, both sides of the family. Like, your side of the family isn't really that happy about the relationship that you're in, even though you, if it's 10 of Cups, you're over the moon. But they're, on one side, one family is saying stuff and doing stuff, and relationships are being cut. Swords energy, which when it comes to this, you could be dealing with a Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini. On another side of the family, they're very passionate. And mind you, with the one with the swords, I feel like this is more the nosier side. I feel on one side, you have a group, a person or a group of people, even though I feel like this, I feel, okay, with this, I almost dropped the card. With this Devil energy, I feel like somebody is pulling the strings in the background. This is what I feel like. On one side, you have a group of people who say a lot, who send a lot of messages, who do a lot of spying, and so on and so forth. That's what I feel like. And on the other side, you have a group of people, a person or a group of people, who they don't do a lot of spying per se. They don't necessarily say a lot as much as the other side does. But when they do speak, they're really, really passionate about it. Because that's what fire energy is. Fire is passion. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, Leo, or an Aries. It's about passion. So you have one side who they don't say a lot, but they do say stuff. And when they do say stuff, they're really passionate about it. Like screaming and stuff. You have the other side who they're not really screaming and stuff, but they say things and they might be doing sneaky things and spying and just trying to throw a wrench in this 10 of Cups. Like, I feel you're getting it on both sides. Like, you and your family, you and your significant other and possibly kids. You're all cool. Like everything is amazing with you guys. But you have outside parties, and they may or may not be family members, but I feel like these are family members. Outside parties on both sides that always have something to say about what you're doing, how you're doing it, and one side doesn't like you, and the other side, and your side, doesn't like them. If that's making sense. Like neither side, no one seems to be liked here. The only happiness in this is the happiness in your home. That's it. But you have one side trying to cause confusion intentionally, Five of Swords. You have another side, they're not necessarily trying to cause confusion. They're just very passionate about their beliefs and can't keep their mouth shut on certain things. And then they scream and so on and so forth. Maybe on how you should raise your kids, or how you should do this, or how you should do that, or why did you let him do this, and so on and so forth, And you have all this going on. In the midst of all of this, for one of these sides, I feel this devil, Capricorn energy, so it could be a Capricorn. So maybe it's a mother-in-law or a father-in-law that is a Capricorn, that is, the one who gets all the other family members riled up and does that for one side or the other. This devil energy, this toxic energy, where they don't approve of your relationship, even though you're happy. Even though you're happy. 10 of Cups is happiness. 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. 10 of Cups is happiness. I say wish fulfillment on steroids. You're happy. It's just the outside drama. Now, Knight of Pentacles energy is what comes next after the devil. Knight of Pentacles energy, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. And I feel you're looking for stability is what you're looking for. Some type of stability. And also Pentacles is earth energy. You're looking for stability outside, even though everything is grand inside your home. You're looking for stability outside of your home with these, like I said, I believe it's relatives. It could be people who aren't your relatives, but I feel like these are relatives. I really, really do. I feel like these are relatives. You're looking for stability. You're doing your best to, what's the word I'm looking for? Can I have some backup here? Universe, what's the word I'm looking for? You're looking to broker peace with all of these people. You're trying to broker peace, especially if there are kids involved in your family, because you want your kids to know their family. And you can't, you don't feel comfortable sending your kids over to a relative's house if you know that relative is going to talk out of pocket about you and put things in their head. Like, your mama don't do this, or your daddy don't do that, or your mama did this, or your daddy did that, You wouldn't feel comfortable sending your kids to whoever's house to spend more time with whatever relative or relatives this may be. So you're trying to broker peace, and it's a slow moving process is what you're doing. Because the Knight is the slowest moving knight in the deck. But you're trying to broker peace between the families. The Ace of Cups says that the possibility for a new start, because the Ace of Cups follows this Knight of Pentacles, the possibility for a new emotional start is there. So I see you making headway dealing with some of these relatives, not all of these relatives, but some of these relatives. I also feel that once that's done everything will slowly start to close out. The Page of Swords is about messages. Also, it can be about spying. I would say spying, however, the thing that followed the Page of Swords, and this is all air energy, which you could be dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I would have said spying, but the Ten of Swords came right after. So I feel some type of message comes in, some type of information where an agreement is finally reached. And the last bit of this drama, Ten of Swords, will finally be out of the way, is what I'm picking up. The reason I say that is because the card that follows the Ten of Swords is the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is about working with other people and building something together. Usually it can be a project, it can be recognition, so on and so forth. But the Three of Pentacles is a positive card. So after everyone speaks, after the messages come in, Page of Swords, and people finally agree to drop this drama. 10 is the ending of a cycle. After everyone's like, okay, fine, you know what? I'm not going to say this anymore, or I'm not going to bring this up anymore. Let me just, we're just going to have to let bygones be bygones and do what we can. Then the Three of Pentacles appears, and that's when everyone is like, okay, let's work together to build the stable family. So, and I think I'm going to title this Working with the In-Laws to Build the Stable Family. Because I feel, like I said, I feel like this is on both sides of you and your other half. Like I said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Again, doesn't have to be family members. It could just be friends who don't, like, your friends don't like him or her, and his or her friends don't like you. It could be that. But I'm not picking up that energy. I'm picking up family, is what I'm picking up. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I think I'm going to title this Working with In-Laws for a More Stable Family. Is what it is. So Taurus, that is what I have for you. If any of this resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe. That way you know when I upload a new podcast episode or video. And don't forget to share. Sharing is caring. Thank you again for the support. Until next time, be blessed.